right, guys. Thank you again for tuning in. Uh, a little bit under the weather, but we're still thriving. We're still continuing. Um, Today's episode is actually a continuation of last week's. So, last week I addressed the importance of training your back, how having a stronger back makes your overall body stronger. But the more I thought about it and really got into the topic, I also wanted to tie that in with posture and how the posture and your back, both subjects are parallel. They have, in order to address one, you can address the other and vice versa. So here we go. These are French press, by the way. Great exercises for your tricep. It's hard to master that form, but if you got it down, the tension and the growth will be guaranteed. Okay. So people with poor posture usually have a weak back. Their back is weak, their muscles are not there or just undeveloped, and hence they get that hunched look. So in order to combat that, obviously you have to train your back at least twice a week. Okay. The best back exercises, I'll say, for at least vertical pulls will be chin-ups and pull-ups. The main thing to remember here is to really activate those lats at the bottom. As you see here, I take my time, I activate those lats, and then I literally try to stab my hips with my elbows. So really bringing those elbows as far down as I can. Man, it will do so much good for you. Those lats will be popping. That pump is amazing. And you will definitely be more upright. So pull-ups, chin-ups for vertical. And for horizontal movement, I'll say any types of row. My favorite are, I've seen here, the chest-supported row or the bent-over rows. And the main thing here is to almost flex your chest when you're all the way down, when your back is fully stretched, to flex your chest so you don't lose that tension, because tension is what keeps your position perfect so you can execute the next rep. So do not lose that tension. That is the main thing, to not lose that tension. So as you go down, you flex your chest. Even though it's not a chest exercise, you flex your chest so you can keep that tension even when your muscles are stretched. Even when your back is stretched, you can still keep that tension. Next thing I'll say will be the RDL. Not the RDL. In here it's the good morning, but just any hip hinge movement. But scratch that, in my opinion, just the good morning. The good morning alone, the fact that your bar is sitting on top of your spine and your lower back is so exposed, you have no choice than to conduct a proper hip hinge. Because if not, you'll blow your back out. So it's really important to warm up for this exercise correctly, to look up how to properly conduct and implement this exercise. But man, the results you get from good mornings, translating all your lifts, squats, rows, you name it, all your lifts will go up if you master the good morning, and it goes up as well. I recommend this in sets to 15 and 20. So same thing as the chin-ups and pull-ups and horizontal rows. Obviously, the first few sets, higher end, 15 to 20 reps, but the last two, 8 to 12, that's the sweet spot, obviously conducted with proper form. So another thing here is just hanging and scapular pulls are, I think, the best thing you can do for your back. You should do them every day. And the thing is to just put those lats on the map, really shrugging your shoulders up and making sure that those lats are squeezed together. That not only puts your lats on the map, but it's also a good warm-up for pull-ups and any back exercises. And it also adjusts any position you might have leaned to while you're sleeping or when you're working. Really addresses that lack of scapular movement, right? Still on scapular movement here, those band pull apart, whether it's with your arms almost flexed and or your arms straight in front of your chest, they are so good for you, man. They really help get that blood flowing, and it's not challenging. We just don't want that part of the body to stay static like that the whole day, because you translate into next week, and next thing you know, you got shoulder pains and you don't know why. And it could have been just alleviated if you had just done these twice a day, during your lunch, before you go to work, when you come back home, sets of 15 to 20, and really address that scapular control. Connect with that scapular, close your eyes and actively think of where your shoulder are going, where your shoulder blades are going, and man, it just does so much good for you. And it's so little time invested that the rewards are big. The rewards are considerable for such an exercise. So this is kind of scapular push-ups. So you remember, you guys, we just spoke about scapular pulls. These are scapular push-ups, where you basically try to clap your shoulder blades together. And I pair these with push-ups so I can get right into it. And again, great for scapular control, great for having that wherewithal that, okay, what is my scapula doing? What is it doing? And how can I make sure that this movement is properly performed? By the way, scapular pulls and scapular push-ups, you can do like 10 of those, move directly into a pull-up. You can do 10 scapular pushes, move directly into push-ups, and you can feel the difference. I can attest to that. You will feel the difference. Here are biceps curls. Curls are just good for elbow health and shoulder health. And since we're talking about back, those shoulders that are retracted behind, that are sitting right, our body is connected. So if your shoulders are sitting right, it means that your elbows are healthy. If your elbows are not healthy, it means your shoulders are not healthy. So taking care of those elbows will also improve your shoulder positioning, which will improve your posture in general. And here are some push-ups. So try to implement these, guys. I really hope it helps. And remember, if you walk with your chin high, you're less likely to have a double chin. See you